I have got something different for you guys today. You know how I've been talking about automated trading, trading bots, AI trading, algorithmic trading, etc., etc., etc. Well, apart from obviously dollar cost averaging to beat these bots and whatever that's coming, it also helps to learn about this stuff so that you are ready for the future. Now, like I always say on this channel, not financial advice, do your own research. Also, the vast majority of my stuff is in, cold storage, whatever. And I have a tiny bit that I, dabble around with for illustration and education purposes, because I have to keep abreast of all of this stuff to make sure that I can talk about them. Now, after making that video that I made about bots and stuff, a company actually reached out to me and asked me to have a look at their system, which is a bot trading platform, and offer an honest review. So yours truly asked to be paid that cash money for such review, and they agreed. So this is actually a paid video. So that's a full disclosure. Your man is making some bank finally. Anyway, let's get serious. So basically, this is a trading platform that helps you to earn passive income by replacing you as a trader. So most people can't sit in front of their computer 24/7, going in and out of trades, etc. So you can replace yourself effectively. That's what you're doing with this platform by using bots that are tailored to you, or by using existing bots. I'm going to talk about all of that later, including setting everything up and giving you examples. So if that's your cup of tea, then let's get with it. Now, the reason why one might want this, what it does, and why traders, especially newbies, tend to lose money. Again, this platform, like I already said, is a passive income website. Okay, it is considered a smart way to trade crypto automatically, so that it trades for you in your sleep. So when you go to bed and something happens in Asia, or some breaking news happens, this bot can go ahead and take actions according to the established algorithm. Again, I'm going to talk about all of that later, and this is of course with full control. You have full control of it. And this is the favorite part from my point of view. There is no subscription fee. So imagine if you don't actually use the platform, then there's nothing to pay. Their income comes from your trading, which I'm going to talk about also later. Okay, so like I said before, when it comes to trading, okay, which is putting trades on, blah blah blah, there are things that make most people lose money, especially newbies. So we're talking about the emotions, the fear and the greed, the FOMO and the FUD, and this is how, of course, manipulation comes in. Okay, so the crypto market can be very volatile, so there's a lot of emotion involved. No active management, so you're down at work, you're at the gym, you're asleep, and then something happens, boom, people lose money because they can't respond quickly enough. Okay, and with this platform, you don't need that. There's no active management. There's nothing being sent to you, over your phone, or you don't have to respond to some sort of alert in Discord or on Telegram or anything like that. It is fully automatic. Okay, so that's another thing I like about it. This is kind of like a cold, heartless, calculated, robotic, automatic trading that aims to make you money, apparently. Okay, so the strategy runs on a platform called VELES. I think it's pronounced VELES. It could be WELES, but I think it's pronounced VELES. It's spelled with a V, VELES, as I'm showing on the screen here. Okay, and it is a bot automation service that connects directly to your exchange. Again, I'm going to show you how to connect it in this video, so stay tuned. So you know how we use things like Coinly and tracking systems to keep abreast of our tokens? Those work via APIs on exchanges, right? And those APIs, you decide the level of authority that they have. So for instance, with the Coinly one, the API has read-only access. This one would have trade access, but no withdrawal access, no transfer access, none of that. So the security is dealt with at exchange level, and that is up to you to give that, to sort that out. So the platform doesn't have any powers over that whatsoever. Okay, so as you can see, this is the actual platform itself. You can see some YouTube videos that other people have reviewed, and these are some of the examples of the bots. Again, we're going to step through that step by step. Okay. Some of the benefits of the platform: one, no monthly fees, like I've said before. Now, this is how they make their money. They make 20% of your profits. However, there is a limit of £50 a month. So say, for instance, you were to profit $2,000 or $1,000 per month, the maximum you would pay is $50 that month. If you only made, say, $10, $20, so for $10, you would pay 20% of that, which is $2. For $20, it's $4, if you know what I mean. So up until $50, you pay the 10%, and then it's a cutoff, which I think is fair enough. Okay. And your funds stay on the exchange. At no point do you transfer funds into VELES, or the bot transfers anything. All the bot is doing is taking action on your behalf, and this is action that you've set previously. And by the way, there's a lot of documentation on this platform. I'm going to step through every one of these and just talk about it. This is just like an introduction, just to get you a good idea of what we're looking at. So an example of a bot would be one that enters slowly, okay, and it basically tries to adjust your dollar cost average downwards, and as the price starts to go up, it sells out of it to make you profit and layers out. It's kind of like a super risk averse sort of get out quickly, no greed, no FOMO type of system, right? Obviously, you can tweak the extent at which it does that. You can set things up later to cover stop losses. You can actually decide how much money you want to put into it in the first place, okay? It uses what is called the martingale logic, okay, to do that, okay? You can even partially take profits and do break-even stop losses to lock in gains and reduce downsides. So all of that is possible also on this platform, okay? Unlike some other platforms, you don't lock your capital in. You can start with as little as $1, which is, again, one of my favorite things about this platform. And also, I'm going to show you later, you can actually earn that $1 on this platform by doing some tasks. So you never actually have to use your own money to do any of this in the first place. Or you can set a dedicated exchange and just trade on that exchange with, $5, $10 to test the system until you're comfortable with it, until you make sure that it makes you money, and then you can do whatever you want with it. So as you can see here, I'm logged in to VELES. This is my account. You can see there my email at the corner there. Immediately takes me to this page, which is the challenges page. This is one of the first places it will take you once you're logged in. And here you can do some challenges and basically earn some money for this. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, right? You can create an API key on your Binance account, for instance, or whatever centralized exchange that you are using. Like I said, I'll be using Binance. So when I do create the API key and I link VELES to my account, I get that $1 as a bonus or whatever. And then, you can refer a friend. Like, I'm going to have the link in description. When you guys click on that, maybe I might get $1 per person. Who knows? I haven't actually done any of that yet, as you can see. Okay, you can connect your Telegram account, get 50 cents. I actually don't use Telegram, so I can't claim that. Join our community on Telegram. Obviously, you have to first link your Telegram, and then you get that as well. Pass an education chat bot. I think I already have done this one. You can actually book a free consultation. Again, I'm going to talk about this later. As you can see, this is a Calendly interface where you can actually book a Zoom or Telegram face-to-face call over video conferencing, for instance, which is actually quite awesome, okay? Because the team is fully doxed, fully available. There's no one in hiding on any of that, which is another green flag when it comes to this. Okay, so I'll just go to the home just to step you through the platform. So that's funny. So, right. This is the home page, as you can see, and this is where you can pick maybe a ready-made bot. Like I said before, there are 6 bots available to me at the moment. As you can see, I can just pick one of these bots and effectively start trading. But before I do that, of course, I need to set up my API key. So as you can see, no bots yet because I haven't set any yet. Okay, API key, I haven't set up any yet. So when I do, you'll find those here. Again, I'll do that later. In the deals drop down, you can see active deals. There are none at the moment. Statistics, nothing, because I haven't done anything yet. Challenges, I've shown you that already. Here's one for people who want to just, hit the ground running. There are bots that you can subscribe to if you want to, and these are highly specialized channels that can basically, hope to make you money. This is in I think that's Mongolian money. Torog, I think it's called, for whatever reason. Not sure why that's in that and not in dollars, but it's probably something to do with my VPN. As you can see, I'm in the UK, but my location is somewhere else. It is what it is, okay? And then, of course, you have the courses. You can schedule this. It's a 15-minute consultation with an expert that can talk you through using the platform. You can ask any questions that you have. So that is awesome. Okay, as you can see there, again, that's my account. You can go ahead and actually just create a bot off of the bat here if you are experienced enough. As you can see, mine is defaultly set to USDT, but that could be anything, right? And there's always a tournament or whatever going on. This one is for $10 million. I guess that's shared. I don't think that's just for one person. But again, all of these things can come in at a later date. Now you have the wiki, which is a repository of help, information, documentation, etc., etc., etc. Basic information, starting with VELES. I mean, it's amazing. You can also filter the information by the exchange that you're using. So if I click on Binance, I get all Binance specific information, which is awesome. Registration on Binance, how to top up your account on Binance, how do I need to set up futures bought on Binance, etc., etc., etc. It actually literally steps you through everything you need to do. So very, very helpful stuff. Okay, so let's move on to Binance. I'm just going to go ahead and log into my Binance account. I'm going to set up an API. So this is the process here, how to set up an API on Binance. Okay, it's pretty easy. So you log onto your Binance account. Okay, click on the user center icon and select API management. The next step, you create a label and a title for the API and click next. I'm just going to call mine VELES Trading Bot. Choose API key type and click next. Okay, so system generated API key, self-generated API key. I'm going to pick the system generated. Pass the security check with registered two-factor authentication. Again, you do that offline with whatever Google Authenticator, whatever it is your two-factor authenticator is, to make sure that you're the one setting up the bot API and not somebody else. And then the API has been created. It is necessary to register IP address as trusted. You select the IP access restrictions and off you go. Okay, so this process is done on your exchange. This is the Binance process, but you can get all of the other processes for all the exchanges that are supported: BingX, BitGet, Bybit, Gate.io, HTX, and OKX. All right, as you can see, I've created my API key here. It took me a few seconds to do. Obviously, I'm not going to show you the keys because they're private, but very simple step. Okay, make sure you save your keys somewhere secure because you're going to need them to create a bot that links you to your exchange, right? So I'm just going to get back on the VELES. Okay, so first step is to name the bot. I don't know, let me call it demo bot, okay? Because that's what I'm doing now. Now for API, select API key, add key. I'm going to pick Binance Spot. Okay, and then and click connection. I'm actually signed into Binance in the same browser. I'm going to just hit confirm because I've already set up the API key in the background. It's going to let me do it. Let me sign into my biometrics. All right, so I've actually done my two-factor authentication and now I'm connected to my bot. All right, I've blanked out the keys there so that you can't see it. If I click edit here, it reveals all my information, so I won't click it. But if you click the edit, you can change a whole bunch of stuff about the bot, including the keys themselves. You can delete the bot and start again, or you can create some locks for it to restrict what it can do. You can turn it on and off. You can, basically limit the number of deals that this bot can exchange in. You can tweak it basically infinitely, depending on your taste, okay? By short, by long, etc., etc. So very, very easy. Now, if I were to return to my home page, you can see that there are bots for me to choose from. All right, if I went here, I can basically just pick that bot and just have it set up for me automatically. Let me just pick, say, Binance Spot. I've got my API there, and I can just enter the deal here, and it'll go ahead and trade for me according to what this bot is already set up to do. Again, I can do that with XRP, Sigma bot, aggressive spot, all sorts of things. Now, again, most beginners will pick one of these beginner bots that are already set up, but if you know what you're doing, then you can go ahead and set up your own bot. Okay, now let me go do some of the challenges now that I've got my API. Okay, so I set up my API. Where is it? Create an API key, completed, which means I have now earned $1. Hooray! And next step, I can refer a friend to a free consultation. All right, so I can go and basically, set up a bot. You can see that my bot isn't fully set up here because I haven't deposited anything. So once you deposit something there, this will go green as well. So you can see my exchange balance there. The reason why is because all of my funds on Binance are currently in orders at the moment. Like I said to you guys before, I don't leave money on centralized exchanges. If there's money sitting there, it's because they're sitting on some kind of trade or order or whatever. So they're not just sitting there idle, right? I keep my money off exchanges. So I would actually have to go and deposit some funds into the exchange to complete this part. So if you have some dry powder sitting on the exchanges, you can literally just enter it here and you hit create bot down here and you're off to the races. Okay. Now, again, you can set up leverages, long, short. You can pick what algorithm you want, grid orders. Obviously, you can pick the percentage of the martingale algorithm, or the martingale step it's called. Okay, price distribution, etc., etc., etc. Again, if you're an experienced trader, all of this stuff will mean something to you. This is the partial placement of grid orders. Okay, you can tweak all of that sort of stuff. Again, if you're an experienced trader, this is the advanced mode, by the way. All of this stuff will mean something to you. However, if you're not an experienced trader, you can feel free to pick, not financial advice, your own research, one of the pre-existing bots. So that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. It's a very, very simple process, as you can see. Once you pick the exchange that you want to use, you put a little bit of money in that exchange. You can have as little as $1 in the exchange. You set up your API key. You connect it via the very simple connection program. As you can see, there's a one-stop connect. Once you're signed in the same browser as Veles and your exchange, it could do it automatically, so you don't have to copy the keys across. And you can literally have your trading done automatically by these bots. I did tell you that they're very, very easy to set up, and then you start to get statistics, etc., etc., etc. You can filter by date, etc., etc., etc. Again, marketplace, you can buy signals and all sorts of things. Okay, very, very easy to set up. By the way, not financial advice, your own research. I have a lot more information in the description section. If also you have more questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section, and if I can't answer, I will reach out to the team and fetch you answers. Again, not financial advice, your own research. Don't trade with more than you're willing to lose. You can start with as little as $1. You can restrict your amount. There's a lot of information in the wiki page to learn this stuff before you dive in. You can start with very, very small amounts and make sure that you're comfortable with all this stuff. Experienced traders will have a blast with this stuff because you would already understand everything that's happening. You can also sign up for a referral program, refer your friends, and make quite a fair bit of money doing it. Check out my referral link. Maybe I'll have it in the description section if I've set it up before uploading the video. And if you use that link, I will most probably get a commission. I've actually not looked into how the referral program works, but I have been paid for this video, I shall declare once again. Okay, thanks for watching. That's it.